Welcome to Africa Insight. In this week's video, we talk about some interesting developments amongst the opposition parties in Nigeria. So we're 9 months away from elections, which are scheduled on January 16th. And over this past weekend, on Saturday, April 25th, three of the main Nigerian opposition parties have all come together and have decided that they are intending to field one presidential candidate under the banner of the African Democratic Congress. Now, the political parties that have come together include Abubakar Atiku from the People's Democratic Party, which is the largest opposition party in Nigeria. Then you have Peter Obi from the Labour Party, and then we have Rabiu Kwankwaso. Now, all three of them, interestingly, if you combine their votes from the 2023 election, they all combined score close to over 60% of the vote, whereas the winner, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, won just shy of 36% of the vote. Now, it makes logical sense for all three of them to come together because our baseline scenario predicts, and given our coverage of the country, is that President Tinubu will win the election. So it makes sense for all three to come together. However, this is extremely tricky. All three candidates have factionalism within their party. Also, it's not been clearly stated who will actually be running as the presidential candidate. Now, Nigeria also has some soft rules around about presidential candidates versus North versus South. There are rules around where the candidates should come from. So there's no clarification from the ADC as to who will be their presidential candidate. The only thing they have said is that they will work together and they will have a unified candidate. And while this is great and coalition building makes sense, it's going to be very tricky to manage this coalition. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Nigeria, Nigeria is very much about strongman individual politics. And these characters are really powerful individuals who command large groups of support. And the issue here is, how are you going to humble any one of these leaders' egos so they can work together? And as we mentioned again, and I've said before now, is that it's a great idea to try and work together to challenge President Tinubu. However, our in-house assessment is we think that the coalition will ultimately fail because there's no clear lines as to how are they going to share power and work together. So all in all, this works in favor, again, of President Tinubu, given that the opposition is just so fractured, and we think, again, he's most likely to win a second term come 2027. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again. Thank you for joining Africa Insight this week. If you'd like more information on our products or services, please visit our website or socials.